Hi everyone, my name is Vicki Hathaway and I'm the ministry consultant for youth and young adult ministry in the Diocese of Gary, Indiana, close to Chicago. I'm so excited to share a little bit about my World Youth Day experiences over the past couple of years and to share with you just a few things that I've experienced and a few things that I've learned. I went to my first World Youth Day in 2002, I can't believe that, in Toronto, and I was in high school at the time. I didn't really know what it was going in. I was just told by our youth minister that this would be a really good experience, and since it was relatively close to home, we could do this and we could make it possible. So I went with my sister and another friend from my parish to Toronto and experienced something that I've never really experienced before, and that was the big church. Met people from all over the world. Had really amazing experiences just talking with other people, getting people to sign my backpack, praying and listening to different stories, and just experiencing this big church. I remember with that trip, there was a lot of highs and lows. There was, we had some issues with our accommodations that weren't the best, very meager, very pilgrim-like, and so it kind of put a little bit of a damper on our pilgrimage experience. After that, so it was kind of like a lot of us were kind of grumbly, a lot of us were kind of tired and upset, and we made this pilgrimage walk on the Saturday of World Youth Day, and none of us really knew what to expect. We were just told that we were going to walk to where we were going to see the Pope the next day, and it was longer than we had anticipated. It was hotter than we anticipated. We were hungry, and it was just it was just all over the place. So lots of like really high emotions, and then we get to this visual site. We get to where we were going to camp out, and we could rest for a few minutes, and we rested in that time. And that night, we experienced this beautiful prayer vigil and adoration with then Pope John Paul II. And it was one of those moments that just brought a lot of calm and a lot of peace to me when I was listening to him speak and to him pray. And I will also never forget that night because after this beautiful, very calming, very prayerful moment, and after the Pope left, he said, "Go to bed," which I remember clearly. And then about like 30 minutes later, like a concert started playing, and we were very tired. So we were like, "The Pope said go to bed." That night, we woke up to rain. And if you've never experienced this, like rain when you're sleeping outside is not what you want because you get soaked and you get muddy and it's all over the place. And so we were again very grumbly and very tired, and we're like, "What the heck are we doing here? This is insane." And the next morning, again, kind of wet and soggy and grumbling and tired, we woke up and we noticed that where we were next to some fences, and we walked by we asked the police officer that was clearing out these walkways, like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? And he said, this is the route that the Pope is going to take to come in for Mass. And so we were really excited. We were really kind of in awe that was something that could happen. And in the moment when Pope John Paul II drove by, there was this sense of, again, peace and calm and togetherness. There was this something that none of us had experienced before, this experience of coming together as church and really being in one place together and really being called to do something more. That Mass was really significant for me because during that homily, I remember clearly John Paul II saying, "The Pope is old and you are young," and commissioning all of us there to go forward and to complete this mission that Christ has given us. And it was really influential to me, so influential that I actually have a copy of that moment, that part of his homily on my desk, because it really motivated me to know that as a young person, I am called to more. I am called to something greater than just this ordinary everyday life. And it's really motivated me to go forward. A few years later, back in was it 2016? Went to my next World Youth Day in Krakow, Poland. And that was another beautiful and wonderful experience. That was, it was just so wonderful. It was interesting because I was going back to the country of some of my family's origins, like we're from Poland. And so going there was amazing. Being in this place where we were really celebrating and lifting up mercy was so incredible. I remember the sea of reconciliation booths that were there, like confessionals that people were just lining up for, and receiving mercy in this place where St. Faustina had talked about divine mercy and God's love for us, and God's undying and unwavering mercy and love for us was really, really powerful. If I keep saying the words powerful over and over again, it's because there's no other way that I can really explain what World Youth Day is. It's this powerful moment of people coming together, and again, meeting people from all over the place. I remember having great conversations with people from Denmark in a line, someone else from Lebanon in a line, someone else from Spain in a line, and just coming together and realizing that we are one church, we are one universal church, and we are in this together. We're receiving this mission together, and now we're going out. Krakow was just another beautiful time to be with one another. The visual, again, that after that pilgrimage walk was so great. One memory that I have from that was really awesome was we were traveling with our bishop, and there's a few times that we could have like mass, like our bishop said mass for us, and one of them was we found this yoga studio / painting studio that had opened its doors to us to say mass in. And so we had this beautiful mass, and we kept joking because we had to go up a couple flights of stairs to get there. So it was mass in the upper room, and then we're called to go forward. And it was fun because we had the windows open, and so you could hear what was going on and you could see what was going on. And across the street, there was this older woman who was watching us the entire time and praying with us. There was another time that right before our pilgrimage walk to a vigil site, we said mass kind of right outside of a convenience center. We found this like little plot of land, and so the bishop's like, well, we can say mass here. Let's do it. So we said mass, and there was a few things that happened during that time. One, we were right next to a convenience store, and then on top of it were apartments. And there was this man in the very top apartment, like the 3rd or 4th floor, who was watching us. And he went inside at one point, and there was a basket that obviously, like, he had used, like if he had sent an order down to the convenience store, they put it in the basket, and he just pulled it up. And in that moment, he went inside and he got some bottles of water and some chocolate bars, and also bread and like cans of fishes. And he lowered that down to our pilgrims as a gift to us. Like, you're going on this journey here, have something. And it was a really beautiful moment of gift from the people of Poland, and just this very intimate moment. And we were so in shock because, again, like during mass, we're receiving literal like loaves and fishes, very biblical in that moment. And so we all gathered like anything that we had and we put in the basket, so like little presents that we could give up and as a thank you. But also during that mass, again, kneeling in the side of the street in Krakow, there was a woman who was very, very pregnant, and she had her like little like 4-year-old daughter with her. And at the moment of consecration, she was walking by and she knelt down with her daughter and prayed with us. Again, these little moments that are really meaningful and really significant. And again, moments of prayer. The vigil was so beautiful. Again, remembering Pope Francis's words of, getting off the couches and going out and really building bridges. I just remember that greatly. And then in 2019, I guess it was 2019, went to Panama with our diocese, and it was, that was a wonderful and beautiful gift as well. It was really nice because it was in our same time zone, so that was really nice. But I was blessed, and I'm still in awe that this has happened to me, but I was invited to be part of one of the prayer services that the Pope hosts and the Pope proceeds over. And it was for the Stations of the Cross. So they were looking for American pilgrims to carry the cross during this prayer service. And so I was invited to be part of that. And so what was amazing about that was, again, being able to work this time side by side with people from all over, from Guatemala, from Panama, from Costa Rica, from Puerto Rico, all of these places coming together, and carrying the cross right next to them. And not only that, was also next to our Holy Father, which was significant too, but just this moment of prayer, this moment of saying yes. So the theme was, Mary's fiat, Mary's yes. And so being in that moment was just amazing, and just so I'm just so grateful. And we had a very intimate group that year, and so it was beautiful to share these different moments with our pilgrims from our diocese. And so this year, my role is to lead, because now that's my job, and my ministry. And so now I get to lead our diocese to Lisbon, and that's been really exciting, to go from pilgrim to pilgrim leader. And so helping people come on that journey, helping people walk on that journey, is something that I'm really looking forward to. I'm really nervous, but really looking forward to. If I had any advice for people going to World Youth Day for the first time, pack light, but pack specifically for what you're going to encounter. So that's good shoes, good socks, items for the vigil that you might need, whether that's anything that you might need to sleep on. I usually just take a raft and a blanket. It should like an inflatable raft, as a makeshift mattress, but simple things like that are kind of all you need. Make sure you take your radio with headphones, so then you can hear the translations of the services that are going on. But also really just be open to whatever comes. Be open and be flexible. Be open to the people that you meet in line. Be kind to everyone that you meet, and really trust in God. When we went to Krakow, I didn't know a whole lot about Divine Mercy, and I didn't know a lot about what St. Faustina had shared from Christ. And so I went into the pilgrimage really thinking about, okay, how do I trust in God? What does that mean? And so taking that with me on my journey and making a point to every day to trust God. That was the most freeing that I've ever felt, when I just said, God, I trust you. This might be really frustrating. I trust you. I might get lost. I trust you. You might be late to something. I trust you. And putting that trust in God and putting that trust in that pilgrimage and your fellow pilgrims is a really, can be a really beautiful moment, and can really help make your pilgrimage. Also remember, my favorite phrase when I think about pilgrimages is pilgrimages are praying with feet. And so really go into it. Every step you take, every moment that you go into it is a moment of prayer. And so take that with you and be open to that. Along with everything, bring Christ with you, and it's going to be a wonderful and experience and beautiful moment for you too, and hopefully very powerful. So I hope to see you in Lisbon. It's going to be amazing. Let's go, pilgrim.